Today we're going to be going over a Aniflex Elite. This is installed with a static crystal chamber chassis that I designed. The client specifically requested it to be static. This was previously installed with another, well, obviously with another chassis, right? But there was nothing wrong with the install at all. The client quite literally just wanted to get a crystal chamber installed because he said that this is his favorite hilt. So he just wants to do something special for it. So let's go ahead and start off here. Now, this does have a 28mm speaker, so it makes the removing the grip section a little snug. It's not hard. You're never going to be fighting to remove it, but it is snug. You know, it's just like kind of like a little bit of an airtight fit, so it's gonna slide out smoothly but snug. You'll feel it. It does have a little weight to it, and I really like the Aniflexes for that. I don't know if it's just Anakin's hilt that has that, because I feel like most Anakin hilts that I get, or episode 3 Anakin hilts, are pretty hefty. But let's go ahead and continue here. This does have the 2-button setup. This is power and this is your aux. Let's remove the grip here so that you can see the chassis. It does have quite a few threads, and this is a fingerprint magnet, so you'll see me wipe this down every now and then. Once we're here, you can simply just go ahead and slide it out to expose your beautiful chassis here. Right here in your chassis, underneath you have an accent pixel to illuminate the chassis itself. You got some 4mm tubes here, and some 3mm rods. You got a kill switch, a removable 18650 battery. Now this is my test battery. It was already in here, but essentially positive is on top, negative is on the bottom, and you just pop it in there just like that. It does have the 28mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker. And like I mentioned, this barely fits a 28mm speaker, so I had to sand this down lightly just to get it to be a smooth fit. But after that, you know, it was good to go. So the board cover is removable like always. Underneath you'll see a few wires, nothing crazy. Even here, nothing much. And you will see your Profi 3.9. There's some magnets up here that'll hold this in place, and some down here, as well as, well, obviously the opposing magnets. And you can just pop this back in. Oh, and easy access to your SD card. If you ever need it, you can just pull it out. And you can just pop your board cover back on just like that. No hassle or anything. Now, this is a 3-part chassis system. One part is the main body that holds the most of the electronics, you know, the speaker, battery, kill switch, accent pixel, board, battery contacts. And 2-part is the crystal chamber, which of course just holds like the rods, the crystal itself. And on top there is another nylon piece that the crystal chamber, or the top of this crystal chamber, slides over and basically holds everything down, as well as it has some slots for the rods to go through. So basically the rods run from like here all the way up here, just to give it some integrity, make it a little bit stronger. Now, that doesn't mean that I recommend holding it from here at any point or anything like that. You know, you always want to be careful. This is a beautiful piece, so you don't want anything bad to happen with it. But yeah, and as far as the switches go, the switches are static in the hilt. So there's just some cutouts on the top part that allow the wires to run down. The install itself is pretty easy, and this is by no means a pitch, guys. But you know, it is extremely easy. If you have an Aniflex Elite that you're looking to install, or maybe, you know, get a chassis for, definitely feel free to reach out if you like this one. it was super easy to work with. Basically, all I did was wire the positives first, all the positives, then the NeoPixel, then wire all the positives from the battery contact to the kill switch to the NeoPixel accent, and then the NeoPixel accent itself, speaker, negative, wired all that up to the board, and then everything else that runs up here, like the switches, the NeoPixel connector and everything like that, I ran everything up. And since you can remove the core, I finished the install up here. Most of the wires are up here, and just slid the core back on. You know, it was extremely easy. I'd say the hardest part was just grinding down these rods, just because the Dremel tool that I have wasn't working too well, so I had to improvise. But other than that, you know, extremely easy install. So let's go ahead and turn this on. That way you guys can see it.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met.
This is an extremely loud hilt or speaker or chassis or install, whatever you want to call it. Right here you can see it slow pulsing. And man, that looks sick. Like, I just love crystal chambers, man. They look so cool. And as far as the config goes, since this was a reinstall, it has the same fonts. It does not have the same config. Reason for that is because when I tried uploading the config that the client already had, it was not working. I don't know if it had something to do with it being an older config, maybe like an older OS, or because it's Profi 3.9, but it just simply wasn't going. It wasn't working for me, so I ended up having to recreate it. There's only 4 fonts on here, so that's pretty much all we did. And they were all showing up as blue when I was testing out the initial config myself. So they're all blue, but some of the fonts, well, one of the fonts doesn't match that. So I'm just going to ask them about that one, and you'll see which one I'm talking about. But here you got your... I was just giving you guys the aesthetic while I talked a little bit about the config. But let's go ahead and turn it on. It does have swing on. It just has the audio flicker, like the main blade. You'll see your connector up here. You can see the little blinky on the Profi. Sorry about that, my dog's dying in the background. Knock on wood. So we'll go ahead and slide this back on, and like I said, it's a real smooth fit, or snug, smooth fit. So you'll feel it, but it's nothing that you're ever gonna have to like wrestle with or anything like that. You just slide it back on, nice and easy, and screw this on there.
Darth Vader.
All right, I just switched to the next font. I'll go back right now in a second.
Anakin Skywalker.
And you guys can hear how awesome that just sounds. That sounds sick, man. So let's go ahead and get a blade real quick. Bear with me here a second. Let me focus this here. Okay, let me get a blade. Okay, so this does take a 7/8 inch blade, and the retention screw is behind this switch here. So this actually unscrews. It is a 2-part piece, so just make sure that you don't drop the plunger itself. You place it down carefully, and above the switch there, you can see that grub screw right there. That is your blade retention. I actually don't know why I'm explaining that, because the client already knows that. So let's go ahead and put that in. All right. And tighten it down. Probably should have done this off screen. All right, there we go.
Darth Vader.
Anakin Skywalker.
Sorry guys, I really want to get to that font. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Move the hex key. All right, there you go. So let me clean this off just so you guys can look at it real quick. I'll give you a couple angles. I'll give you this angle and just flip it right now. That's beautiful. And I'll do this. Dang, that looks sick. So I'm not gonna go over the blade styles too in depth because they're all they're essentially the same. That's how they were in the config that was sent to me. The only one that's not the same as the last one. The only difference it being cyan instead of a deep blue. So let's go ahead and go over it.
Darth
Now
Vader.
we're back to the font that I really wanted to get to. Nah, just kidding. But this is the font that I was questioning. I don't know if he wants this to be red. I'm assuming he might want it to be red, so I'm gonna switch it to red. But I am obviously gonna confirm with him first and just see what he wants to do with that. So we're gonna turn it on. You got a nice deep hum. Switch it to red. Give you guys that feel. Because Anakin's already turning mean.
General Kenobi.
I really like the hum on this one. This one just sounds sick. Like, this sounds filthy. Listen to that, man. That sounds cool as hell. That's wonderful. Put that down there. All right. And
Anakin Skywalker.
let's just do one without the grip section, with the blade in and the crystal chamber exposed, so you guys can see that. So we'll put the grip section right here, right next to it, looking nice and pretty. And you can hear the difference from like when you have the grip section on there. It sounds extremely loud with that on there. Here, let's put it how it's supposed to be, the orientation. Let's say it's supposed to be like that. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That looks sick. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's the install already. To remove the blade, of course, all you do is just remove the switch, put that down, loosen up the blade retention a little bit, and slide it out. Go ahead and put this back on. Oh. All right. cool. You just want to make sure that it's not sticking out too much. You flip off your kill switch, and to remove the battery, you just get the back end of something, you know, and just kind of pop it out a little bit and get it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this install. I really liked this chassis a lot, and I really enjoyed the install. Not that I don't enjoy doing installs, right? But I really enjoyed this one just because, honestly, how easy it was. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. And like I mentioned, if you guys have any questions about the chassis or anything like that, I'm sorry about my shapeways. It's just like I mentioned, or like I've mentioned before, people reach out to me to buy through CraftCloud. So, and I just find it a lot more convenient because aside from the fact that it's more affordable for you guys, I mean, the quality is the same and everything. So I just think it's better. But I'll update my shapeways one day. I can't tell you when, but one day I will. But if you're interested in this chassis or have any questions about it, feel free to reach out. And thank you, guys.